Activity 10. Completing a concept map. Page 85. Listen to the lecture again and follow the directions in your book.
Good morning. Last week, we looked at the definition of culture and some examples of norms in different social groups. And this week, we're going to look at some cultural norms as they relate to food. The question we're going to explore today is, why do we avoid certain foods, in particular, certain kinds of meat? I'll first explain food choice as a part of culture, then discuss the history of some meat taboos, and finish by describing current trends regarding the consumption of meat. Humans have a great need for protein in our diet because of our brains, which require a lot of energy. 1/5 to 1/4 of the energy required by humans is used by the brain. The food pyramid shows that we can get that protein from dairy foods and eggs, or meat, fish, poultry, soy products, dried beans, or nuts. So, because we are omnivores, human beings can choose from a wide variety of plants and animals for our nutritional needs. Yet most of us eat only a fraction of what is available to us. We learn from an early age what is edible and inedible. In other words, what we can and can't eat, even though what we are told is inedible is often something that our bodies can digest and metabolize and use for energy. But for cultural reasons, and cultural reasons alone, we are forbidden to eat it. Take the example of a young child out in the backyard playing in the dirt. He sees worms and begins to eat them, thinking they taste good. How do the older children and adults react? They're disgusted. Worms are not for people to eat. So on the basic level, we learn the idea of edible versus inedible as part of our socialization. Later on in life, we learn to associate foods with other foods, with a specific meal, and with a time of day. For example, what other food do you associate with bacon?
Eggs.
Right, bacon and eggs. And what meal is that associated with?
Breakfast.
Breakfast. And certain foods are associated with special occasions. What do you eat in order to celebrate someone's birthday?
Cake.
Yes, that's right, a cake. And at a higher level of socialization, food is a symbol of our social status or class, our gender or sex, and our membership in a group, for example, a religion. In every society, certain foods are associated with higher and lower social classes. For instance, would you choose the upper, middle, or lower class to be symbolized by champagne and lobster?
Upper middle.
And by eating a jalapeno pepper, are you showing how feminine or masculine you are? What about fasting, not eating at all, during a specified period of time because your religion requires it? Well, by not eating, you are showing your membership in that religion. All right, that brings us to meat taboos. Now, you will recall that a taboo is a ban or prohibition that results from social custom or tradition. And it's a very strong, very serious norm for behavior that a person shouldn't do. Most meat taboos, or meats that are forbidden to be eaten, originate in traditional religions. For example, two of the world's major religions, Islam and Judaism, prohibit the eating of pork. Both Muslims and Jews consider the pig, the animal the meat comes from, unclean. And the main religion of India, Hinduism, prohibits the consumption of beef. Hindus consider the cow to be sacred or holy. Both Hindus and Buddhists tend to be vegetarians, avoiding all meat, not just beef, pork, and lamb, what we call red meat, but also chicken and fish. Other reasons for meat taboos most likely come from tradition. Why don't we in the West eat cat or camel, cockroach or kangaroo? Well, the main reason we don't eat domestic animals like cats and dogs is that we look at them as pets. We give them names, treat them as members of the family, and eating them would be awful. It would be like cannibalism. And the other reason we don't eat some animals, cockroaches for example, is that as a society, we reject foods that are disgusting to us in some way. We feel this way about insects and snakes, regardless of the taste. Some people actually like the taste of these foods when they try them, without knowing what they are. But as soon as they find out what they are eating, they react violently. Okay, our time is up. Don't forget there's a quiz next week, and I need to tell you that my office hours have changed. Instead of Monday and Wednesday afternoons from 1 to 3, I'll be there Tuesday and Thursday from 2 to 4.